Hey, I'm Grant, and welcome to the State of the Channel for February 12th. So I think the main thing that's going to start changing for this week is I believe Resident Evil wrapped up on Sunday, and I have the next thing coming out, which is a game called 3/4 Home. It's short, it's like 3 episodes. And I'd like to keep that streak going of just every day. I don't know quite what I want exactly, but I like the idea of just like keeping that one long running chain. I feel like I've been liking the fact that I have certain deadlines and just working on different things. Plus, I think 3/4 Home was a good example where like that's eventually what I want to do more with the channel is I use that little series as a way to play just interesting little games. Like I'm setting aside, here's the game I not play otherwise, it's just super different. I don't really know what it is. Let's try it. And that's, I think, went kind of well. So the next one I have coming out, I guess that would be Thursday is one I'm filming today on Sunday. And should be neat. I would love for stuff on the channel being there, this kind of curated list of like, oh, these are neat things I wanted to go out and try. And I'd love to, like I said, I think with Resident Evil, that I don't think I ever got around, is just like do a little write-up or even like a review after the fact. Like, and this wouldn't be for like, really want to buy. It would just be like, oh, hey, I played it. Let me drop a review on the Steam store. Let me drop a review on, say, the Xbox Live Marketplace and do stuff like that and just kind of do a write-up for the site, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I think what I've decided I'm going to do with the site is I'm looking at using a technology called Docker. What that does is it's kind of like a virtual machine. So you set up a virtual machine and then you set your site up to run on the virtual machine, and then you can just deploy the virtual machine anywhere and the site just works. It's a very useful technology that I've not ever used before, but if I can do that, it'll be great. And the reason I mention that is I think it's going to be easier if I just recreate the site in the virtual machine rather than trying to port it. And then when I figure out how to install Docker on my remote host, then swap that over, I guess. We'll have to see. I'm really not exact sure, but my point is that I don't know how much I'm going to keep updating my site. Not that it's a huge deal anyway, but I think other than the podcast, I probably won't be posting a ton of stuff. Because then if I can solve this, if I can solve the whole Docker thing, then one, what I can do is it gives me a test site. Instantly, I can spin off like multiple versions. Like I can have 3 test sites at once if I want. Now it's still all local and it'll be slow, but I have that option. Two, it should help deployment. So when I want to like push a new update that I've been testing, I can just do it and I'll understand it. And 3, if I ever need to move the site to something more, it should be very simple. And that's something like with my current host, like they've been really good, but like I have no reason why I wouldn't necessarily move. Like for example, if I realize that with the whole Docker thing that I need more resources and just have a better deal, then it's not a big deal for me to take something down. I just have to solve the one problem of can I get Docker to run, and then everything works. Whereas I'm really afraid I'm going to move it and then everything else is going to break otherwise. Plus it should help me kind of learn some more stuff like what PHP version of my site's running and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking into. Otherwise, podcast coming out a week from Friday. I've kind of been going through my backlog. It's been fun not having to worry about the podcast coming out on time anymore because like we're ahead. Like there's plenty of weeks where we'd film like on a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's like it's just not happening. And I'm not hugely crushed by that, but it's nice to like, oh, it's done, it's out of the way, it's all taken care of. And I want to keep doing that because it gives me more time and room to do other projects like the Let's Play stuff. So anyway, I'm Grant, this is the State of the Channel. As always, you can contact me over on Twitter, it's at taking4grandD, and you can contact me by email, it's grant@taking4grandD.com. So glad to see you around the channel, hope to see you next week.